Hi guys. So we are going to be looking at some books in our English class. So this is a book that we're going to be looking at for the next couple of sessions. So it's David Baddiel's. It's got 3 short stories in it, but we're specifically paying attention to the top one, which is backwards there. But The Boy Who Could Do What He Liked. So I'm going to sit and get comfortable, and I'm going to read you the first chapter. And then each week, we're going to look at the next chapter. I will video record them all, so if anyone's not going to be here in one of the lessons, it means you're not missing out. You can catch up. So what I've done is I've got myself comfy, I've got my chair, I've got my blankets, I've got my drink, my hot drink, my lamps on. I'm ready to read. Okay. So let's have a look. The Boy Who Could Do What He Liked. And this is part 1, chapter 1. It was 3:32 p.m. Alfie Moore had a routine. To be honest, he had a lot of routines. He had a waking up routine, a getting dressed routine, and a cleaning his teeth in the morning routine. A breakfast routine, a clearing up after breakfast routine, a getting his school bag ready routine, a checking he had everything before he left the house routine, a walking to and from school routine, a having tea routine, a clearing up after tea routine, a homework routine, a limited amount of tea routine, a bath routine, a cleaning his teeth in the evening routine, which to be fair was pretty similar to his cleaning his teeth in the morning routine, a getting undressed and putting his pyjamas on routine, and a going to bed routine. Alfie was 11, and the routines had all been worked out by his dad, Stephen. Each one was precisely written out, listing all the things he had to do and the times he had to do them by, on pieces of paper pinned up on different walls on his house. For example, the waking up and getting dressed routines were on his bedroom wall, along with the getting undressed and putting his pyjamas on and going to bed routines, only on different pieces of paper placed very neatly next to the first one. But Alfie never needed to look at those pieces of paper because he knew all his routines by heart. Plus, he wore 2 watches, one on each wrist, one digital and one analog, both given to him by his dad, to make sure he always knew the time. As a result, he was never late for school, always knew what clothes to wear, was never tired from going to bed late, and always got all his homework done. Alfie was perfectly happy. The routines made his life work well, very well. It only wasn't operating under a routine when he was asleep, although Alfie didn't really know about that because he never seemed to have any dreams. Alfie's routines did of course involve his dad and his stepmother Jenny. His parents were there at exactly the right times to prepare his tea, to help him with his homework, to kiss him on the top of his head when the back of his head hit his pillow, as it always did, at 8:35 p.m. on weekdays and 9:35 p.m. on weekends. But every so often, Alfie's parents did go out to dinner parties and other things like that. And apologise for that. That's my Harley. So he's my doggy, and he likes to join in with reading sometimes. And so he'll start barking. But Harley, you need to be quiet because we're reading about Alfie. Okay. But every so often, Alfie's parents did go out to dinner parties and other things that they said they liked, but often came back from crosser and more miserable. Sorry about that, guys. But every so often, Alfie's parents did go out to dinner parties and other things that they said they liked, but often they came back crosser and more miserable than they were before they went out. That could mean a disruption to Alfie's evening routines. Luckily, they had a babysitter who was completely up to speed with how Alfie lived his life. Her name was Stasia, and she was Lithuanian. If anything, she was even more efficient than Alfie's dad at making sure Alfie stuck to his regular timetable. Stasia would arrive promptly at 6 p.m, and everything would run smoother than smooth, with Alfie having tea routine, his clearing up after tea routine, his homework routine, his limited amount of TV routine, his bath routine, his pretty similar to the cleaning his teeth in the morning, cleaning his teeth in the evening routine, his getting undressed and putting pyjamas on routine, and his going to bed routine. But then, one day Alfie came back from school to find his stepmom Jenny video calling Stasia on her phone. He wanted to interrupt and tell her all about his science class, which he really liked that day because they were doing space travel. But he could see he could see that she was preoccupied. But what are we going to do? His stepmom was saying. We've got a dinner party tonight and it's Stephen's boss. I really don't think we can cancel. Alfie's stepmom, it should be said, was not quite as concerned about the routines as Alfie's dad. In fact, if anything, she was a bit worried that Alfie was being teased at school for his punctuality and his always having his homework doneness. She thought she heard a boy called Freddie Barnes shouting, "Boring, boring Alfie!" at him in the playground. But she knew the routines had started soon after Alfie's biological mum had died, and that they had made day-to-day life so much easier while Stephen was a single dad. And even though Stephen wasn't a single dad anymore, he seemed to want to stick with the routines, and Jenny didn't like to challenge him about how he had decided to bring up his son. "I'm sorry, Mrs. Moore," said Stasia from the phone screen. "I cannot help it. My family needs me. I must catch a plane at 7:30. Jenny shook her head. "How heavy is this pig?" Was. The pig is dead." "Dead? Running into your mother killed the pig?" "No, because she broke my mother's leg. The pig has been destroyed." There was a short pause. "Although we'll eat her later." There was another short pause. "The pig, not my mother." "Okay," said Jenny. "Fine, of course I understand. Go. I'm sure we'll find someone else." But when she clicked off and looked up, Alfie could tell she was worried. And he was worried too, because they'd never had any other babysitter apart from his grandparents, and both sets lived too far away to reach his house on time. Who were they going to get to look after him? And that's the end of that chapter, guys. So, that's very exciting. We're going to talk about that now next in class, and then the next week we'll look at chapter 2. Okay, guys. Bye. Bye-bye.